Okay. Hi, YouTube. Um, I haven't made a video in a hot little minute. Um, ooh, this is basically an update video about what's going on in my life, and it's focusing, centralizing on poetry and my process of becoming a Black Ink Monk. Um, a little history. Black Ink Monks is a Justice C. Smith organization. It was founded in 1994, so it's coming up on 20 years. And since the new monks are going to be here and the old monks are going to be either graduating or probably some of them still going to be here, um, we're going to be the one doing stuff for the anniversary. Um, it's a positive outlet for those who felt like they ever had to get something off their chest. It's something that during our open mics you can do. You don't even have to be like a monk or a prospect. You can just do it because you love words and you love poetry. And the thing about this process is it's not long and it's not hard. It's just like they want to see how you grow. Can you perform? Can you engage in your audience? Can you make them listen? Have let them hear what you have to say without yelling it, without can you, stuff like that, like us true slam artists or spoken word artists or however you want to call it. Um, it's just like you do. It's a positive thing. It's not nothing negative. It's not nothing just to be doing. It's something that I help you with whatever you need help with. Like you become a part of a bigger family, literally. Um, I was almost scared that I wasn't one because I didn't feel the indication that was set aside to be one. Like, with us, if we were tapped, we were a monk. I didn't feel a tap. I thought I was, and I was about to cry, but I am, so I am happy about that. Um, another thing. On April 4th, I get to meet Maya Angelou, and I'm so happy. Like, anybody who knows me knows that Maya Angelou is the reason that I started writing. No, I'm not trying to emulate her. I'm trying to be another extension of her. Like, it comes to the point where my poetry is like I try to talk about some good deep shit like she do. Like she talk about just being who you are, being phenomenal, being strong, being black, being proud of who you are, and that's what I'm trying to be. I'm not trying to be proud of myself. I'm already proud of myself. I'm saying I'm trying to be that voice for people who can't. You know, like there's a lot of people who don't feel like they're beautiful, who don't, feel like, they're worth anything. They try to change who they are, trying to emulate and be something that they're not. And it's that is no way to like live. Like be true to who you are because who you are is somebody wonderful. Is somebody, strong and sweet and smart and so I'm trying to be the next voice, that next generation of voices of help, of just understanding, you know. Um, sorry, but that's it. And I can honestly say, if it wasn't for poetry, I would not be making this video today, and that is in all seriousness. There were times where I felt like there was nobody I could talk to, nobody who understood me, who didn't even care how I was feeling, if I was depressed or not, if I was suicidal or um like I just felt like there was nobody there to be there for me. So when I started writing poetry, I was already at my lowest of lows. By the time I was in the by the time I was 10 years old, like I was already writing poetry by the time I was 10, but when I was 11, I started writing after my uncle died. I started writing, all these depressing poems and um, poem was about cutting and suicide and darkness and just black stuff. I wore black all every day. Summertime pants were black, shirts black, jacket black, shoes black. Everything was black because that's, and I wasn't gothic, I wasn't emo. I was just in my feelings for a long period of time before I had anybody force colors on me. I had my mom brought me all this yellow and red, and I really don't like red. I'm not saying that for people who probably may be in the gang, I just red. I mean, red looks good on me, but I just don't like red. Um, but it's like poetry was that positive thing for me. It was that if I'm feeling this way and if I wanted to do this, I stop and think, why would I do that when I can do this? Why cut myself if I could write poetry? Why keep it bottled up? Because if I would have kept it bottled up, one day it would have just exploded and it would have not been a pretty sight, to be honest. Um, but like that's what I'm trying to do with my poetry. Like if I could at least help one person and one or two people, then I will feel accomplished because nobody ever wants to feel like there's nobody who they can talk to. Um, Nobody ever wants to feel like, oh, nobody cares. So I'm just gonna make myself invisible. Like I'm just gonna kill myself or I'm gonna hurt myself. I'm gonna scream silently where people can probably maybe hear me, but probably can't. Um, and I actually wrote with the Maya thing. I actually wrote a poem kind of based on her life, but also on this book that I read called Shattered Souls by Dwayne Birch. My poem was called Shattered. Um, it was a collab that I did with me and another person on this poetry website called GS Poetry. Um, and it's a pretty good read, and I also have it on my Facebook. Um, so it's like there's a lot of things that happen that you just got to take a step back from and be like, do I want to take it to the extreme and do this? Or, no, do I want people to feel like I couldn't come and talk to them? But kind of felt that they should have seen that I was going through some things. And if you are, don't ever think that killing yourself or cutting yourself is the answer because those emotional scars will always be there no matter how many times you physically scar yourself. Um, and another thing is what I'm really trying to do is like when I graduate, I'm trying to work with these groups of people, teenagers and little kids mostly, and battered women. Because I feel like if you start young, that'll lead the way to positive things and not to juveniles. Because a lot of people will ignore kids who really are seeking that attention and then wonder why they end up doing stuff that gets them in trouble, that lands them in jail, that lands them in funeral homes, and you know what I'm saying? So it's like if you're not starting while they're younger, what makes you think that they're going to change once they get older and then get out the juvenile system? That cycle is always going to be repeating itself with the same person or the family members or whatever else. So if I could start from when they're younger and work my way up to when they're older and hopefully stop them before they even do anything and try to make them into think positive about themselves or their situation or try to help them with their situation is this all I can ask for. It really is. There's a lot of things that I think I want to implement like in on campus. I'm gonna think about it. I really want to do some counseling things, even though I'm not a certified social worker yet. I'm not a licensed social worker yet, but I feel I feel very strong about people who stereotype and people who um, bully somebody because you never know what they're going through and what you say may lead them to committing suicide. what you say might lead them into abusing drugs and abusing pills and alcohol and all that. And I just wish people would stop and think before they speak, before they say something about somebody that they don't know, or they don't know anything about them, or whatever they may be going through. And I know they started talking about poetry. This was a video talking about poetry, but it kind of leads on to, everything else. I'm sorry. But and I know this is long and you may not want to watch it all, but I hope you do, because I think what I said is kind of positive, and some people may need that. Oh, and another thing, this is the last thing, and I'm gonna end it. Me and my friends were thinking about doing blogs, or doing a blog, and what that would entail is us answering questions and talking about stuff in the world. It could be about whatever's happening in the news. It could be about anything. Like, you can send us questions, like any talking about, ranging from anything like sex, just friendship, life, anything. And we will, to our best abilities, answer them. And some questions they may not answer, but I might answer. You might ask questions about us, and that's totally fine. I will be completely honest with you, because I feel like my viewers should know that I have nothing to hide. If you ask me a question, I will answer it. Um, it could be private, or you can put it in the comment section. It it does not matter. I will reply. Um, that's it. So, YouTube, I want you to have a good day, a positive and productive day. Um, and that's it. And I'm sorry if my video is lagging a little bit. I gotta fix that. But peace.